Welcome to The Shoreline, brought to you by Shores and Islands, Ohio, the Midwest's hottest vacation destination. I am your host, Jill Bauer. I do PR for the Shores and Islands, Ohio organization. And joining me today is our social media manager, Dayton. Say what's up, Dayton.
What's up?
What's up? Hey, so real quick, Dayton, before we get into our special guest for today, speaking of social media, what kind of cool stuff do we have coming up on our social media channels in the next, month or so?
Ooh, right now we are making the switch from our Shop Local series through the holidays to a Dine Local series. So I'm super excited about that because who doesn't like food? And all of our audience loves food. So we're switching over to Dine Local right now. So I'm just going around through the region, checking out some of our, most popular spots and some of those hidden gems too that nobody knows about. I got a couple of hidden gems myself, I think, that I'm going to try to put on there, but we're checking out some of those, top and favorite dining spots across the region. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I get to eat free food,
Tough work, Dayton. Tough work.
I know.
Let me know if you need any additional taste testers. I'm always down to go out to eat. So that's awesome. So make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms. So today we are talking to one of our indoor water park resort partners, the amazing Caribbean themed Castaway Bay. And joining us from Castaway Bay, we have the resort's general manager, Melissa McClure, and the director of communications for Cedar Point, Tony Clark. So welcome, guys.
Thank you. Yay, the crowd goes wild.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Woo! Yeah!
We can add that in later. We can add the cheers in later.
No, it's more realistic when one person claps. That's usually what happens for me. One person. There you go. Hey!
Well,
Great to be here.
Guys. Good. Thank you guys for joining us and telling us all of the fun happenings over at Castaway Bay Indoor Water Park Resort. So you guys, whoever wants to take it, just in a little briefly, tell us a little bit about Castaway Bay. What are y'all about?
Well, so I'll start. Castaway Bay is Cedar Point's indoor water park resort. It's open year round with select dates that we are closed for various things like refurbishment and less popular times for travel. But it is part of the Cedar Point Resorts family, which means that just like our other resorts, Hotel Breakers, Lighthouse Point, Sawmill Creek Resorts, Express Hotel, they're all part of our family. So that means when you stay at Castaway Bay, especially during the summer, you get a lot of the benefits that the other resorts get as well. But I think what makes Castaway Bay so special, at least to me, and I know Melissa's got a different view on it, which is great because she's the GM, is that it is really geared toward smaller families and the younger families. So this isn't a mega indoor water park resort where you're looking for the fastest and tallest, which is actually the opposite of what Cedar Point does. You're not looking for the tallest and fastest water slides and the craziest attractions. This is really more for small, young families who are looking for a great getaway, who want to try the indoor water park experience, but don't want to feel intimidated by all of the bigger stuff that some other properties offer. Now, those properties are great, but this is really what our bread and butter is. It's really all about the younger family and that first vacation, or they're coming to Cedar Point looking for a unique place to stay, and that is why we love it so much. It's because it's so different from the other properties that we have.
Yeah, absolutely. And also open year round for the most part. I mean, not all of your resorts are open in January. So, we're talking winter months. This is a great getaway. So you mentioned like young families. What ages are your attractions most geared towards, would you say?
We typically have families that range in between 2 years to 11 years old. It's kind of where that main family point.
Elementary school, kind of that sweet spot.
Yeah, kind of that elementary school. And it's nice because, especially as the families join us with the younger toddlers, we can watch those kids grow up as they come back every year.
Oh, do you all have life jackets and stuff like that for the little ones?
We do have life jackets that are provided throughout the indoor water park there, as well as we do provide the towels too. So once we get them in the door, we pretty much have everything ready for them to enjoy their time.
What kind of attractions do you have, talking specifically about the indoor water park? What's all in the water park?
Well, we have a total of 10 water slides that range in size. So we have slides for the little toddlers as well as all the way up to the adults. We do have a water coaster, which is Rocket's water coaster, which is a lot of fun. And then we are
Wait,
unique in
what's
that
a water coaster? How is that different than a water slide?
it is, you're within the tube and then it's powered by the water. So it's not an actual body slide. You're sitting in a tube or a raft that's going to take you, much like a coaster does,
Yeah,
but
cool.
water powered. And
That's
then
cool. That's good for mom and dad as well.
it is the whole family. Well, the whole family up to 4 people can
Oh,
ride at one
nice.
time. Not everybody, if you have that larger family, but it is neat to see the little kids coming off of that water coaster with the family and just really enjoying that part of the experience for them. Something that they wouldn't think they could do.
Yeah. What do you have that's specifically for those little toddlers? What kind of kid areas are there?
We have toddlers. Fernando's toddler tadpole, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is it's a bit of a tongue twister. So that is going to be where our toddlers can kind of hang out. They have the fun water features and interactions for them, as well as a little slide there. And then we also have Hank's Hangout, which is a play structure that has the climbing ability. They have like the little water cannons, the giant tipping bucket, as well as water slides wrapped in within that as well.
And those little pools, by the way, the cool thing about those is they're zero depth entry pools, so they're not deep at all. It's kind of like when you go to the beach and you step in a few feet into the water. There's that nice gradual depth that goes in. It's not deep. It's like you could literally sit there and play with your toddlers in the water.
Yeah, wade right into
Right.
the water.
Yeah, but that's what makes it so special. And by the way, Melissa mentioned some names of some of the slides. That's not a coincidence, and I forgot to mention it earlier. But in 2000, Castaway Bay underwent a transformation, and when I say it underwent, that was the plan. And then the big old panty hit, and then we had to say
2000, you mean 2020, right?
2020. Yeah,
Oh, like
sorry.
I'm losing some
2020,
years.
2000. Good thing you're here. See, that's why one person claps for me when I join shows. Yes, 2020. Sorry, the pandemic came. We had to pause the renovation, so the whole year, obviously there wasn't much happening there. Then we got to kick back all of that construction in the following year, and we opened in 2021.
Nope.
2022.
May of 22.
See, this is God. I'm so glad you're here. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I put all that behind me, and I'm
Yes.
over it. However, the point I'm trying to make is it got a retheme. So it was still a Caribbean beach resort. However, we wanted to introduce new characters that would be more relevant to the families that visited. You could follow their story throughout the resort, and you could have character meet and greets, which are traditional, but then there's little surprises around every corner. Each floor has a different theme for land, sea, and air, and the names of the characters that are now the stars of Castaway Bay are incorporated into the rides. So like Hank, Flo. Who else do we have?
We have Gordy. He's our
Gordy.
sea
Yep.
turtle.
Gordy the sea turtle. He's the lead character.
He is the lead character. We have Rocket, who's a sloth.
Rocket the
Rocket,
sloth.
yeah. You
Get it?
said that was the roller coaster, right? Rocket's
Yes.
roller coaster.
Yep.
What you think about a roller coaster and a sloth not going hand in hand. But
Perfect.
it's a lot of fun. And then we have Flo, who is my personal favorite. She's a flamingo. She stands about 6 feet 3 inches tall. You may see her in the lobby at different times or during breakfast
Oh, cool.
buffet. She'll walk through and interact with the kids. She's just sassy, so she's my favorite.
Oh, I love it. I love your characters. I love the interaction with the families, and it really gives you something to make some memories. You don't go to very many places where you get to see a 6 foot tall flamingo at breakfast.
With fantastic eyelashes at that.
Ooh, yeah, you said she was sassy, so I love that. So speaking of those additions, we'll kind of jump down in our questions here about those renovations. Did that include the accommodations portion of the resort as well?
Oh yeah, I mean the entire. When I say the entire resort got transformed, it was the entire resort. I mean, if you had a chance to visit us before the renovation, you would have seen a giant ship, and the shipwreck in the lobby was like the main thing, the main attraction. It had its own little animatronic kind of show that happened.
We had parrots.
Parrots that would talk to each other, and a giant fireplace that didn't really fit. So we took the opportunity to really tell a story there. So the shipwreck, ironically, is still there, but we made it, instead of just a passive experience where you just sat and watch a show, now you actually get to interact with it. We turned it around so it felt more like you were part of the shipwreck. And those types of little details really do change the experience. So the rooms are all different. The dining options are different. The characters, I think, are the best part because that really is your journey. So the minute we contact you, let's say if you sign up for an email, the minute we contact you, there's Gordy saying, "Hey, I miss you. Come hang out with my friends." As opposed to the previous version where it was just, "Hey, come spend the day in our warm Caribbean resort." So it gave us a really nice opportunity to step back and go, okay, now we can tell a story. We can have great characters. We can have great environments, the rooms, the carpet. I mean, literally everything. The water park got a nice refresh inside as well. The names changed, obviously, to go with our characters. The mural on the wall in the water park is actually a cool story.
It is fantastic.
And it was an artist who actually hand painted it.
Hand painted it.
And it's
One
huge.
person.
It's huge.
Yes.
It's like the entire wall of the water park is hand painted. The arcade is still there.
That was going to be my next question. Like, what else is there to do when families
this is where
are
Melissa's
staying at the
really
resort?
good because people are like, "What? Okay, my kid is tired of the wave.
My
of the
fingers
wave
are
pool. Now what?"
pruny. Now what?
Yes.
Yeah, so on top of our 6,000 square foot arcade that have existed before our renovation, we introduced Castaway Play, which is a unique opportunity. We formerly had a ballroom space that we renovated into. We have duck pin bowling. We have an escape room that guests can sign up to participate in. And then we have a 9-hole mini golf course that
Oh, that's
all of
awesome.
it is also themed matching the building. So as you work your way through that mini golf course, you're going to see a lot of the same artwork and characters that play out in the hotel actually in that mini golf course as well.
Oh, how fun. And are there special events or special activities, crafts and things like that kids can do?
We do have Fernando's Craft Room, which right now focuses on recyclable crafts. So it gives the kids a fun little thing to do, making turtles out of old egg crates. They can build sloths out of not old, but toilet paper rolls, things like that. If that makes sense, the way I said it did not make
It's
sense.
an archaeological dig of a toilet paper roll that we use to see.
Yes,
I'm just kidding, it's not.
they are shipped in brand new just to look refurbished. How about that? But
I love it.
It really gives them that ability to be creative, and our deckhands that work there with the kids are fantastic, and they're super warm and welcoming and want to see the kids create new fun things to build memories on.
Oh, I love that you called them deckhands. That's perfect.
See, it ties it the theming. It's all about the theming.
It is all about the theming. So, Tony, you mentioned, being part of the Cedar Point resorts. What kind of perks in the warmer months do you get when you're staying at Castaway Bay?
That's a great question. And you know what? The biggest benefit of all is early entry. I can't stress that enough. So a lot of our parks in our family across the company do some sort of benefit for pass holders and for special guests that they can come in, but they don't. I'm going to brag a little bit. They don't do it like Cedar Point does it. Like we got big rides that are open. We have a ton of rides that are open. So when you stay at Castaway Bay, you get that hour early entry. So for most operating days, that's between 9 and 10. And that's a time that's reserved just for our resorts guests and our some of our season pass holders. So you get in a little bit early to experience some of our bigger rides. That full lineup isn't announced yet for this year, but we do have some of the biggest rides out there, like Millennium Force. You're going to have Gatekeeper, a couple other things when that list is finalized. But those are the kind of rides that, if you can do that hour, you get to knock that out, and then you can then enjoy the rest of the day and go. Yeah, and then you go tackle the rest of the rides at the park. So that's one of the biggest benefits. Also, we offer packages that nobody else in the area really can with our admission. So we don't ever have a long-standing permanent rate, but we offer special rate packages that include the tickets to the park, which are severely discounted from what you would get even from our own website. So we package those in with overnight stays.
Wow.
You're the closest to the park. I mean, the hotel rooms don't get any closer. Well, they do at Express and, of course, at Hotel Breakers and Lighthouse Point. But
you're still part of our family.
You're still part of our family. Yeah. You're still part of our family. So
they don't have an indoor water park, which is perfect when you have inclement weather.
Yes. Well, see, this is what we tell people. There is a diverse set of properties at Cedar Point for every budget, every interest, whether you are a camper, because we do have RV slips at Lighthouse Point. That's huge. RV traveling is getting bigger and bigger. Cottages. If you want that grand traditional hotel experience, that's what what Hotel Breakers is for. If you want no thrills, just get me an overnight room. Give me the benefits to staying at Cedar Point. That's Express Hotel. If you want the lodge experience, you got Sawmill Creek. And if you want that Caribbean-themed family environment with the characters, with the water park in case of bad weather. Although a previous person that I used to work with here said it never rains at Cedar Point. And I every time it rains, I want to call him and tell him, hey, it's raining. But if you wanted to get out of the rain, you can go to Castaway Bay, and all of those resorts have the same benefits. You get that hour early entry, you get those discounted tickets and packages that are available throughout the year, and you're part of the Cedar Point family when you're here in Sandusky.
That's awesome. Hey, Dayton.
Social video, I think we should do that. Actually, like having showcasing all the the differences between the hotels and the resorts. That sounds like a cool video. We might have to hop on.
Well, I think you just want the overnight stay at Castaway Bay, don't you? You want to try out the water coaster. That's what it's all about.
Honestly, I'll just take the water coaster. I don't need to stay.
We can arrange that.
Still on food. I am still on food. Could you tell us about some of the dining options you guys have available at the resort? I know there's some pretty cool ones, and there's one that always just like catches my eye. But what are some dining options you guys have there?
Well, of course, within the water park, we do have Surfside Beach Bar and Grill, which is our snack shack. So that's kind of your quick grab-and-go items, pizza, pretzels, hot dogs. We just introduced taco bowls with both beef and chicken.
Even I didn't know about this.
They're delicious.
Oh, all right. Well, there's where I'm going next.
Well, there goes my secret from Tony. But then they also have adult beverages available there with Surfside. It is a select amount of adult beverages. But for our families that are looking for that full sit-down restaurant experience, we are connected with Quaker Steak and Lube. There's a hallway that connects a hotel to that restaurant, so the guests aren't having to go outside, especially in the inclement, horrible weather. And they have the full bar, wings, burgers, salads, all of those things. Outside of that, we do have High Tide Breakfast Buffet, which has a obvious what it says, breakfast buffet offerings.
What do they serve there? Tell us more.
What a breakfast buffet meant. And then we have Rockets Market, which is a proudly brewed Starbucks. We have deli sandwiches, baked goods, which we have a new decorator that just came in. So she's doing a fantastic job for us and making cookies that are really themed and tied around either the holidays or the characters in the hotel. Really working with her on increasing the look.
Ooh, is there a flamingo cookie?
Not yet, but I'm sure there is one in the works.
Get that on your list.
Yep, put it on the list.
I just saw sprinkles coming in for cookies coming up for Valentine's Day and then for St. Patrick's Day. I was going to say the green holiday, St. Patrick's Day.
Look, we're both messing it up. You don't know when St. Patrick's Day is, and I don't know what year we're in.
I know what it is.
It's fine.
When it is. I just don't know what it's called.
Oh, that's right, St. Patrick's Day.
It's the green holiday.
Yeah, that one.
And then we also have Sprinkles, which is our ice cream location.
That's my favorite.
That now has flavor burst, so it's flavoring on the outside of the ice cream cone. We're looking at doing specialty shakes each month.
Wait, go back. Go back.
Yeah, explain again?
This is interesting. So, Jill, this is not just you, and Dayton, you might want to check this out too. I think I've sampled this at a different theme park when I was on vacation. Mm-hmm. But we were just having this conversation with our food and beverage team here at Cedar Point about new offerings that we could bring. But this is tell me about what is it's like a soft serve, right?
So it's soft serve ice cream, and then you can pick the flavor. We have 10 different flavors that you can pick from. And so if you wanted birthday cake flavor into your ice cream, we press a little button, the soft serve, you make your ice cream cone, but on the outside is a swirl of the flavor.
It's the ribbon of the flavor, right?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know we had that.
We do. Surprise.
Oh my God.
And taco bowls.
And taco bowls.
I know Tony's going for lunch this weekend.
Tony's got lunch and dessert all taken care of. I did not know that. And I'm sorry, but it's just weird. And that's what I like about real conversations like this. I literally just had this conversation with our executive chef. I said, we need one of those here. And it turns out we already have one.
You already have one already.
I'm going over there to try that. I'm going to yell at him now for not knowing this.
That's awesome.
So it's a lot of fun because
first
each kid can pick their own flavor. It's not like one family has to get only one specific flavor. It really gives them that ability to create their own.
Can I play the part of interviewer for 1 second? Can I, if I'm not staying at Castaway, can I just go in there and have some Sprinkles treats?
You absolutely can.
Okay, I just got to clear that up because I want to try it now.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
open to the public.
The only location that we are not open to the general public would be the water park.
Inside the water park.
So that we can really enhance that experience for the guests that are staying with us.
Yeah, good point.
We want them to be able to fully enjoy the water park. So we limit that. And then,
what about the arcade?
The arcade, general public can come in and utilize the arcade, Castaway
And
Play.
Castaway Play.
The
That's
Castaway Play thing is really cool, you guys, because I got to see it when we were building it, and then if I recall, I don't remember if you were with me or what, but we were able to putt a little bit.
Probably.
It wasn't. Maybe it was you. It was so long ago. It was what, 2000?
Yeah.
But
24
So
years
close to the 1900s.
I know, jeez. So I got to play a little bit of it, and I'm like, now this is cool. Like this is unexpected because, like you said, we had those ballrooms, and people could rent them for events, and that it served its purpose. But I think when we talk about the younger families looking for different and diverse kinds of experiences for the picky child, who gets bored easily or doesn't want to spend all day in the water park, all of these other things are like fantastic to take advantage of, especially that soft serve.
The flavor burst.
The flavor burst.
So when a family is booking an overnight stay with you guys, are there like additional packages they can add on that include some of these things, or are these all included already? Are there different costs for different things? How does that work?
Well, absolutely. We have different packages that can be purchased. So any overnight accommodation at Castaway Bay automatically includes the water park passes. So that's just automatically in there. You can bundle together for your breakfast buffet. We do have pizza that they can currently build a package together for, and then the add-ons like the arcade, Castaway Play. The only thing right now that's not a built-in package is going to be the escape room, because that you have to actually go through the arcade's page in order to reserve a time slot, because that is based on reservation.
Gotcha. So what
As
do
we
you
look forward to future, we're looking at different types of packages that we can put together and add together. So you never know what we may come up with.
So what do you recommend if somebody is coming for the first time, with their family? What do you recommend that they book? What do they look at as far as those packages go?
I think it's always a good idea for a family to look at booking as much within a package as they can. One, because it's going to save them money in the long run, right? If they're pre-booking, we're going to do breakfast buffet. We already know we're going to do that. We're going to do pizza for dinner. It can help kind of slim down those opportunities to look and say, okay, well, if they don't want to do this, we can add on money and do other things. So, and you kind of know what you're spending out of the gate. Kind of set that budget for yourself. Instead of coming in 2 to 3 kids, all of a sudden the kids are like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. It's great to be able to have that and then look on top of it.
I was going to say it helps you build your itinerary too.
Yeah.
I mean, like you instead of like wandering around going, okay, what did they say we could do? You actually see that online on the website. You can plan what you want to do. And then there's no question. Okay, well, we know we're going to go to the escape room at 6:00. We're going to have pizza at 7. Water park during the day. And then we have some other activities. We're going to do some crafts at 3. Like all of those things you can do online by checking everything out that we have to offer. But then when you buy those packages, just throw them in there, because then you're almost not, I don't want to say forced, but you're encouraged to do something maybe that you may not have done if you were there without the package.
It's kind of like like an all-inclusive, or like on a cruise, where you kind of pick everything ahead of time. It's nice as a parent. It's nice to have that itinerary planned for you and not be like, okay, well, now we're bored, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, like the all-you-can-eat. What's the all-you-can-eat flavor burst? Is it no?
No,
is that a package yet, or
not quite yet?
All right,
Coming
I'm keep
soon.
asking.
I'm going to make a note of that for you.
Yeah, because they'll put that in there for me. Sure,
I'll just email you asking what your order is. And
be melted by the time I go.
probably.
Are there anything special coming up for the next few months? Being on social media, I'm always looking for stuff to promote for the upcoming season. And being the season that it is now, the winter, a lot of people are in the indoor water parks. So is there anything, special coming up, special events or deals that you guys want people to know about that I can use and, post on our socials?
Well, right now, of course, the biggest thing we're looking forward to is spring break.
Hey, woo! Oh, it's not the same.
Not that kind of spring break, Tony.
No.
One clap, Tony. One clap.
One clap for that. There you go. There's the one clap.
So spring break for us starts on March 7th and will run all the way through until April the 9th, which also includes April the 8th, which, as we all know, is
Total eclipse of the pole.
Yes.
And the sun disappears for a little bit, and it gets real dark at Cedar Point.
I don't think
there's
I'm ever
a
gonna
theme
forget this
song.
moment.
I actually think I just wrote it.
I think you did.
Trust me, in meetings for that, everyone's like, "Oh, can you sing it? Just sing it." I'm like, "No, I'm
Well,
not."
see, now you have it recorded.
I know. Yeah, just play
Just
that over
for-
and over again. Those
Over and over.
those 3 lines. No. No, but that's a good point.
Yeah, so that's the biggest thing that we're looking forward to right now. Our live entertainment team that works with our characters and the interactions have been really great at coming up with different, fun, unique ideas for our characters, our deckhands, and for the kids to enjoy. Recently, we just did a New Year's Eve celebration.
Fun.
So the kids got to count down till noon instead of midnight, which was the first time we have ever done it in the hotel. And it was so exciting to see how excited the kids were.
Kids get into it.
No.
They don't know what time it is. They just know
They
it's a
don't,
new
but
year.
they partied like it was 1999 going into the year 2000.
Look at you, full circle.
She brings it back. She brings it back. Oh,
I
that's
cannot believe we did that.
So as we think about different ideas and fun ways to celebrate different holidays and milestones with the kids, I think we have a great live entertainment team that really makes Castaway Bay unique when they can come up with different ideas like that. So
yeah,
it's
that's really
outstanding.
special. Real quick, speaking of the eclipse, have you ordered your eclipse glasses for the characters? The giant looking that
I'm going to have to
6 foot
Google that.
6 foot flamingo needs to
Well-
protect her sassy eyelashes.
I think we're going to tell them they need to stay indoors.
Well, yes, typically they're indoors. We do have a lot of windows. If you've ever been into Castaway Bay,
That is true.
It is a wall of windows along that first floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys are in an amazing location right outside of the Cedar Point Causeway, close to downtown Sandusky, so you're close to, all kinds of fun things to do in the Shores and Islands area. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about as far as Castaway Bay goes so that people know why you're special?
Well, I would say that you should also not forget that we are launching a mega huge giant roller coaster at Cedar Point this year.
Oh yeah, well that'll be a future episode, Tony.
I know, but
You better pencil me in.
look at watch this tie-in, Jill. It's going to happen. So, see if you want to come and experience Top Thrill 2. The birdies haven't told me the specifics, but it could be an early entry ride. And if you're ever thinking, okay, mom and dad love the Top Thrill 2, but the kids are not tall enough, that's okay. You can stay at Castaway Bay. You can still get that hour early entry. And we also have a rider swap program, which a lot of people don't know about. So if you are a parent, a guardian, or you're with someone who can't wait in line, you can, one parent waits in line. They hand a pass to the ride host. The ride host holds onto it. The one parent goes back and they swap. Then the other parent goes up the exit, gets right on the ride. And that's a program that we offer for free everywhere in the park. So again, when we're talking about young families and smaller kids who are not yet ready to do the thrills, that's a great way to experience Cedar Point, because everybody says it's just roller coasters. No, we're not. We're so much more than that. But if you want to ride Top Thrill 2 and you have kids, young ones that you got to keep an eye on, that's the way to do it.
Such a great perk for sure. So Castaway Bay right now in the heart of winter in Northern Ohio, definitely a popular attraction and a popular resort. And I think a lot of people are looking, for ways to warm up and to get out of the snow and the slush and the cold and all of that. So when people are looking for, their next getaway, where do we send them, guys?
Castaway Bay.
And how do they
.com.
find? Yeah, I was just gonna say, and how do they find that
Castaway
information?
Bay and get Flavor Burst, because that's what's on my mind now. Is Tony's ice cream.
First go back to the year 2000.
Yes.
Then figure out if they've done a renovation or not. Actually, before that, it would have been Radisson, right?
It
Because
was.
that's the history of the property.
Oh my gosh, I remember the Radisson. Yep.
See, and it's become so much better, hasn't it, Jill?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing transformation.
So yeah, you go back in time, you experience the Radisson, then you go through the transformation of Castaway Bay, then you get a pandemic in there somewhere, then you have to wait for a renovation, then you come back and you learn about the arcade and you learn about this Flavor Burst soft serve and the water park that's for young families, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I want to go. Where? They never told me where to go. Well, I could go there physically, or I could just go to castawaybay.com. Castawaybay.com.
.com.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Thank you guys. Dayton, was there anything else that you wanted to ask about or add regarding the water park or Castaway Bay?
Honestly, I just keep a lookout on socials, because last year we did do a water park campaign, and I think everyone loved it. So definitely look out for some visuals. That way you can put a nice visual to everything we've talked about here today. A lot of the pieces, a lot of the attractions and stuff like that. Because I think a lot of people love it. So I think we'll be looking to do something like that this year. So definitely keep an eye on the email too from us, Tony.
It's the Flavor Burst campaign.
Yeah, honestly, I think we might just do that. I think that's honestly all we need.
We should go. How many flavors are there, Melissa? Do you know?
I want to say we have 10.
So it looks like Dayton, you and I are going to have to do, and Melissa, if she can get away from all the busyness, we should just have a taste test of all 10.
Hey,
That
I
sounds like a
volunteer
plan
as
to me.
tribute as well.
Jill, you weren't as excited about the flavor
No.
burst, so I don't think you're included.
Taco bowls. I'm there for the taco bowls.
I'm with you on that
So
one
is
too.
Tony.
I know. Okay, how about we all just go eat our way through Castaway Bay? How's that?
I think that sounds like a great plan, guys.
Perfect.
So, once again, thank you guys so much. Thanks to Melissa and thanks to Tony for joining us today. And listeners, of course, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed our podcast today, be sure to like and subscribe. Make sure you don't miss a minute of the action here in Shores and Islands, Ohio. As always, you can find more information, including all of the episodes of this podcast, online at shoresandislands.com. And we'll see you next time at the shoreline. Thank you. Bye.